My parents assume they're going to move in with me when they're old. I was on the phone with them this morning because they called after I texted them an update on my husband's and my house hunting adventure. I am currently pregnant with baby number 3 and I live safely 15-ish hours away from these people who birthed me and raised me while simultaneously messed me up mentally and emotionally. Why I stay in contact with them nowadays is becoming more and more of a mystery to me, but here we are. While looking at one of the houses I was describing online, my dad asked where would they stay in the future. Stupidly thinking as a guest, I mentioned one of the extra rooms could be a multi-purpose room. If you have an air mattress and you're coming for a visit, there you go. This house has 4 bedrooms, 5 if you count one of the rooms on the main floor. He then asked about permanently, further in the future. I said, permanently? He said, well, when I retire or sometime after that, stairs won't be your mom's and my friends around then. Me, you think you will be living with us? Entitled Dad, of course. Me, no. Entitled Dad, well, we can help with kids. Me, no. My mom, remember, we always talked about this when you were younger. Me, no. Dad, what? Are you going to put us in a home? Me, you will make friends? Dad, wow, that's not so nice of you. Me, I never said I was. The discussion ended after that. Oh, this is such a sensitive topic to me personally, because on one hand, I would hate to put my own parents into the home, but that's a question of very distant future, I hope. But for example, my grandma, who's 87, she lives in a home, and at first she hated it because, well, she couldn't get her way with everything like she did when she was staying with my mom. And of course, she was not as independent as when she was living alone. But at the moment, she loves it there. Every Saturday when my mom visits her, she's like, yeah, okay, you visited me, superb, but we have a bingo evening, so maybe it's better if you leave early today. Because Saturday is bingo day, and you do not mess with my grandma's bingo. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, because I really want to get 25 subscribers till the end of the week. So please subscribe and you will make my day. She's under 10, so she is for free. I own a small restaurant, classic American foods, decent prices, kid-friendly. One of our policies is that kids 10 and under can get anything of the kids menu for free. The stuff on the kids menu is cheap, like a bowl of mac and cheese with some chicken nuggets isn't breaking my bank on food cost. A hot dog and some fries aren't gonna bankrupt me. Last night I was sitting in the office watching some YouTube videos when I noticed a family that I know personally. Their daughter, who is 12, is friends with my granddaughter, who is 13. When I see people I know, I have a tendency to sort of take over the table. The server still gets the tip, but I give the table a lot of extra attention. So I stop over and say hi, and I check their ticket in the computer out of curiosity. The dad got our 22 ounces porterhouse with fully dressed potato, butter, cheese, sour cream, bacon, chili, ranch dressing, and crispy fried onions. The mom got our fried catfish and hush puppies. The daughter got our pulled pork cheeseburger with onion rings. Note, daughter ordered of the main menu, not the kids menu. Anyway, they spent about 40 minutes eating, drinking, and generally being merry. Both myself and their server are keeping an eye on their drinks, making sure they're having a good experience. I even gave them 5 free credits on the jukebox, just to be nice. I head back to the office to take a phone call, and while I'm back there, I notice a commotion on the cameras at that very same table. Before I can make it to the dining room, the server is in the kitchen, heading towards my office. Apparently, there was a mistake with their tab, and their daughter's meal should have been free. The server tried to explain that only applies to the items of the kids menu, and the girl had ordered of the main menu. The explanation fell on deaf ears, so I head out to solve the problem. I explained that not only did the girl order of the main menu, but I know for a fact that their daughter is not 10 or under, since my granddaughter had been to her 12th birthday party back in March. The mom tried to argue, but the dad put his hand up, apologized for his wife's behavior, and passed me his card to pay. Before they had even left my establishment, the mom already left a nasty and completely false Google review, stating that we lie about our policies and kids do not really get free meals. Also, I looked through the comments and OP says that the dad and daughter are welcome to come back, but the mom is banned. Sometimes I cannot even imagine what kind of person you should be to quarrel about something like this, and to quarrel so much to the point that you are banned from a restaurant. Finally stood up to my entitled parents and gained my freedom. For as long as I can remember, my parents have controlled every aspect of my life. They demanded perfect grades, picked my friends, and decided what hobbies I could pursue. Nothing I did was ever good enough for them. If I got a 95 on a test, they would ask why it wasn't 100. If I made a new friend, they would scrutinize them until they found a reason to disapprove. After I graduated college, I thought things would change. I landed a decent job and moved into my own apartment, hoping to finally gain some independence. But my parents had other plans. They started showing up unannounced, criticizing my choices, and trying to dictate my career path. They even tried to control who I dated, insisted that no one was good enough for their precious child. The breaking point came when I got a promotion at work. I was over the moon, but my parents were not. Instead of congratulating me, they berated me for not consulting them first and told me the new position was a mistake. They insisted that I should quit and find a job they approved of. I was devastated and furious. How could they not see how hard I had worked and how much this meant to me? I realized then that nothing would ever change unless I took a stand. So I did something I had never done before. I stood up to them. I told them that I was an adult, capable of making my own decisions, and that their constant interference was no longer welcome. They were shocked and angry, accusing me of being ungrateful and disrespectful, but I didn't back down. I told them that if they couldn't respect my boundaries, they were not welcome in my life. It was the hardest conversation I've ever had, but it was also the most liberating. For the first time, I felt like I was in control of my own life. I stopped answering their calls and messages unless they respected my boundaries. It wasn't easy, and I felt guilty at times, but I knew it was necessary for my own well-being. A few months later, my life had transformed. I was excelling at my job, had made new friends who supported me, and was in a healthy, loving relationship. My parents eventually came around, realizing that they had pushed me too far. They apologized and agreed to respect my boundaries, and our relationship improved significantly. Standing up to my entitled parents was the most challenging thing I have ever done, but it was also the best decision I've ever made. It taught me the importance of self-respect and the power of setting boundaries. Now I'm living a life that I am proud of, free from their constant criticism and control. Congratulations! I believe that standing up to your own parents is really one of the hardest things in life, because no matter our age, we still try to see them as an authority, right? And if you are a good person, you still never want to disrespect them or, of course, insult them. So sometimes you can give up a little bit of your own personality not to offend your parents, but that is amazing that you could find strength and stand up to them. Everybody in the comments are congratulating OP, saying that is a huge step forward and never look back. I really like this post. Moving on. Entitled Dad wanted access to school after hours. I work as a supply school custodian, so I fill in where needed. Some evenings at some schools different groups come in the evening and I have to let them in. I was at a school that I had a basketball group. I'm waiting at the door and a man comes up to it with his toddler children and I ask, "Are you here for basketball?" He replied, "No, my daughter really needs to use the washroom. Can we come in?" I told him, no, I'm sorry, I cannot let you in. Only people who are permitted to be here after hours are allowed in the building. He freaked out at me saying, this is a Catholic school. You cannot turn people away who need to come into the building. So you are really going to tell a 3-year-old little girl she cannot come inside to go pee? You can even follow us to the washroom and stand outside of it. I said to him, I'm really sorry, but I cannot do that. I'm just following school board policy, because if I don't, I could lose my job. He then said, wow, you're unbelievable and cruel. I'm going to report this. He then stormed off with his children and took his daughter behind a tree in the parking lot. I got very intense stare from him as I was letting in the basketball group. I did let my supervisor know about the incident, and I was told I 100% did the right thing, not letting them into the school. And there is an added. The problem, if I had to let him in and followed them, is then I'm not at the door to let the group in on time, and they would be complaining that they didn't get let in at their designated time. This school is in the middle of a subdivision, so they were likely on a walk, so they could have just as easily gone home. I live in Ontario, so the majority of elementary schools in Ontario have key fobs for staff to enter the building. So even if the situation like this happened during the day, he wouldn't be able to enter the building without getting buzzed in at the main entrance, and even then they wouldn't let a grown man and his toddler children come in and use a washroom with students in the building. Honestly, schools aren't public places for anybody off the street to come inside and do as they please during school hours or after school hours. When groups do come in after school hours, they are restricted to the area that they are assigned to. So at this particular school, that's just the gym, so the doors to the rest of the school are locked and they can only use the gym and the changing rooms. Oh, thank God you didn't cave in. But honestly, it's so confusing to me that the person who has kids does not understand the importance of safety of the kids. It is still a school, even after hours. There are kids there. Wouldn't that guy want his own children be protected and be 100% sure that no adult man who is not authorized to be in the school would enter the school? Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can also watch that awesome video or this awesome playlist. See you next time!